Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. We are live. Yes, I am late. Normally come on live at 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time. Running a little bit behind. The last couple days I've been doing a lot of running in these Buckhead streets, so it has caused some delays, but guess what? Better late than never. If you are joining me live right now, please do me a quick favor. Hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know your boy, Ramonepreston, and my squad, we are here live in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Today is Thursday, June the 22nd, 2023. And we are live and 2 days away from an extraordinary live virtual event that I will be hosting this Saturday, June the 24th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are an entrepreneur, if you're a go-getter, if you're the CEO of a company, if you're the breadwinner of a family, maybe you're an employee looking to transition into becoming a business owner, I want to urge you and encourage you to not only pay attention today, but I want to urge you, encourage you to join me this upcoming Saturday for a small business workshop that I am hosting. I'm going to take an entire day from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. with the exception of some breaks in between. And I'm going to be doing a deep dive on principles, concepts, and practices for entrepreneurs who are looking to properly structure businesses that they have started. Now, if you haven't started a business, or if you don't know if your business is properly started correctly, meaning that if you don't know if your LLC is put together right, if you have learned a little bit about holding companies and you want a holding company, you want certain operating companies, that's another workshop. That's another conversation that we have to have. This upcoming Saturday, the workshop is really centered around showing you how to take the entity that you are going to start or that you have already started and show you how to systematize it, how to build a business infrastructure, a corporate infrastructure that allows you as the owner of that business to become more effective and more efficient. Trust me, if you getting into entrepreneurship or if you're already into entrepreneurship, you ain't trying to do all this and be struggling and confused and upset and running all over the place. We get into entrepreneurship because we want to make money, we want to make an impact, we want to be successful. We don't get into it just because we want to live a complicated life. The truth is this: most people who get into business, they get into business and they may leave their jobs, but a lot of times they just leave one job and go to another job, and their job is their business. So you went from working for another boss to working for yourself, but your business becomes your boss because you never systematize your business, meaning that you never build operating systems, you never create processes, you never establish a foundation for best practices, all the stuff that I've been talking about, you know, for a couple years now, since I've been going live talking a lot about the things that I do. A lot of this stuff you have to have in your business if you plan on being successful, okay? So if I did a poll, if I did a live poll right now and ask all of you business owners or wannabe business owners or future business owners, do you know what a general operating system is? Most people will say no. Do you know what an organizational flow chart is? Most people will say no. Do you understand the core values of a business? And do you have core values for your business? Most of this stuff entrepreneurs don't know. And one of the reasons why is because we're not educated, but we're not educated because we typically come from backgrounds where we believe we supposed to do it all ourselves. We believe we have to figure it out and we ain't gonna get nobody to help us and we gonna just grind it out. That ain't the way to success. There is not one person on this planet that became successful doing anything by themselves, all right? I am a Christian apostle, I'm a prophet, I'm a preacher, I'm all of the above when it comes to the Christian community, right? Okay, I've been a preacher for years, and I know that there's no one in the Bible, from Genesis to Malachi in the Old Testament, from Matthew to Revelation in the New Testament, including Jesus Christ, there's no one in the Bible that did anything substantial without help, without other people, without drawing from the resources of other people and other talent to help them get to the next level. So with that being said, today on the show, I want to just give a quick overview from what I talked about yesterday. If you missed yesterday's show, I started this conversation about establishing best practices for your business, okay? So again, if you're a solopreneur, it doesn't matter. The same principles apply to you like it would for a business owner that has 30 employees. Because the truth is, if you plan on growing a business, I want you to hear me on this now. If you plan on growing a business, if you plan on making a substantial amount of money so that your business can work for you, if you plan on being financially free and your financial freedom is anticipated and expected to come through a business, if you plan on building a legacy through business systems, listen to me, you ain't gonna be able to do that by yourself. You ain't gonna just be able to create some landing page or just automate whatever product you sell or service you provide and create a legacy through business systems like that. You're not gonna be able to do it, okay? You're not gonna be able to do it. At some point, you're gonna have to have people. At some point, you're gonna have to have processes, or in other words, at some point, you're gonna have to have a staff. You're gonna have to hire people, and you're gonna have to have the right systems and infrastructures built into this business so that it can run effective and efficient. And guess what? No matter how much money you're making right now, even if you're a solopreneur, you can't spend enough money to fix all these problems without getting involved in establishing the solution to some extent. Now, you might think different, because I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs who just think that, okay, I'm gonna create a landing page, I'm gonna do some drop shipping, I'm gonna come up with some automated system, and all I'm gonna do is just press buttons all day while I'm on a yacht on the other side of the world, and I'm gonna just be making money in my sleep, and my business is gonna be successful. Very few people ever pull that off. And the people who ultimately pull that off, it don't last forever. It just doesn't last forever. So the principles that I am sharing with you, even today, because today's discussion is really like part two from where we left off yesterday. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of give you an overview of this discussion we started yesterday, talking about establishing best practices in your business. Okay, establishing best practices in your business. So when I use the term best practices in your business, what am I referring to? What am I referring to? I'm referring to you creating a standard of practice. I'm referring to you creating a standard of activities. I'm referring to you creating a standard of results and impact in your business that you can use as a foundation for documentation and duplication. All right? Now, if what I'm saying is going over your head, I need you to just kind of like lean in and listen to me, okay? So when I use the term best practices regarding your business, Okay, when I'm talking about establishing a foundation of best practices in your business, I'm talking about you creating a standard for the activities in your business. So you are the solopreneur, you're the entrepreneur, you got the LLC. What do you do every day in your business, on your business, and for your business that you can use as a standard for best practices? So let me just give you like some simple examples. Having a schedule, like having work hours for your company can be a standard for best practices. All right. So if you went to my website or if you went to Google, if I'm not mistaken, because I know we change it sometime. Well, let me make sure I'm 100% correct. Let me just pull up Ramonepreston Enterprises on Google just to make sure I'm correct on what our office hours are. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Office hours, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's a standard for best practices when it comes to Ramonepreston Enterprises. So you can guarantee at least on Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., somebody is going to be physically in this office. It don't mean we're not answering the phone on Saturday and Sunday. Because if you call that number on a Saturday at 10 in the morning or on a Sunday at 5 in the afternoon, as long as we ain't in church, you're going to get somebody to answer that phone, because when the phone is not picked up here in my office, it is rerouted to somebody on my team. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's a standard for best practices. So once I put that standard for best practices in place, even if I cannot be here every Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock p.m., I have to at least have the people and the systems and processes in place so that I can live up to that standard. Am I making sense? If you're watching me and follow me, am I making sense? So establishing a standard or establishing best practices in your business is about creating a standard. Creating a standard. And if you watch my show Monday or Tuesday, I was talking about the top 3 reasons why 9 out of 10 businesses fail. One of the reasons is because of people. And it's not just people not buying your products and services or people that you hire that's sabotaging your business. It's the person who runs the business. In other words, the CEO is not creating a standard. So for you as a CEO, before you hire people, before you start investing in all types of other businesses, why don't you take time to become the best version of yourself as a CEO and to create a standard of best practices for how you would like your business to run? It is possible for you to build a business, establish best practices for that business, integrate into that business the right systems and processes, and to be able to start exiting that business at a certain level. But here's the thing. Before you exit the business, you're probably going to have to exit certain roles in the business every time you create certain activities or operations in your business that are able to be documented and duplicated. All right? So if you're not documenting all the activities that you do in your business, you'll never be able to duplicate all the activities that you're doing in your business. So if you're waking up every day and you just winging it as an entrepreneur, you just going off the fly. You just go to Google and you go to YouTube and you watch a couple of videos and you just trying stuff, right? Well, you're not a real business owner if you're doing that. Even if you're an entrepreneur with an LLC and you waking up every day, going on social media, posting content, trying to get people to buy your products, you could be considered an entrepreneur, but categorically, you're not a business owner. And I'm saying that not to make you feel bad or to, to undervalue or undermine you. I'm giving it to you really the same way a very successful professional CPA that I used to work with gave to me. One of the best conversations I had with that gentleman, that was 10 years ago, it was around 2013, maybe 2014. It was probably about 8 or 10 years ago. It was really before I started making like this major transition as a business owner, because that was one thing he told me. He said, Ramon, you're not a business owner. He said, you're an entrepreneur, but you ain't no business owner. I mean, he didn't talk like that. I'm a little ghetto, but he was basically telling me, you're not a business owner. You're an entrepreneur because you haven't created a infrastructure. You haven't built systems and processes, or in other words, you haven't created a standard for best practices in the thing that you call a business. Okay? Like, that's very, very important for you to understand. So yesterday, when we started this conversation about establishing best practices in your business, I told you that when it comes to best practices, which are really about you creating a standard for all your activities, your best practices need to be transactional and transformational. Do y'all remember that? So when it comes to best practices in your business, you have some best practices that are transactional, and then you have some best practices that are transformational. The transactional best practices or standards for certain activities in your business are dependent upon you creating, and I'm giving you the abbreviations of this, a GOS, which is a general operating system, having an organizational flow chart. These are all abbreviations because I don't have a lot of time and space to get into the meat of this, but you need to have a general operating system, an operational flow chart. You need to track all your day-to-day activities based on the 5 corporate systems that I teach on, so that everything you do as a business owner, you can track those things based on a certain system or a certain division or department in your business. This is going to make things a lot easier for you. And if you wearing multiple hats as a business owner, you're probably feeling like you're all over the place. So what that means is you have to bring some level of concentration to your operation. And in order for you to bring concentration to your operation, you have to have a general operating system. So these are all transactional best practices for your business. It's about you putting together the right systems for your sales, your marketing, your operations, your finances, and your administrative activities. You want to make sure that you have the ability to start creating processes, meaning that if you have systems, platforms that house the data of all your day-to-day activities, you need some type of measurable results. So what that means is I want to be able to track the results that I'm getting when I make phone calls, when I take phone calls, when I send emails, when I get email responses, when I put social media posts out, when I go live on my show. I want to be able to track that data. Now, the good thing is when it comes to your marketing and you use social media, a lot of these social media platforms give you back office analytics. They give you data that you can use to track to help determine what's working and what's not working. But you still, as a business owner, have to pull all that data together from not just your marketing, but from your financing, from financial area, from your administration, from your sales, and you've got to pull that data together in a system or in a platform so that you can start creating processes that are able to be duplicated, right? So for example, if I hire someone right now in a certain area of my business, I've got to be able to identify with what area of my business, what main department of my business does this person fit in? Is it my administration? Is it or operations? Is it my finance? Is it sales? Is it marketing? Is it my executive office? And or is it two or three of them? And if it is one, two, or three, or however many of those areas that this person that I'm hiring fit in, what are the roles and the responsibilities of that person? What is the routine that this person needs to have? What are the results do I need to expect and give them the expectations for? And do I have some system and process to track that? Do you understand what I'm saying? All this is about creating transactional best practices for your business. And again, if you ain't there yet, like, I know what it feels like. There was a time I couldn't be talking like this because I didn't have none of this. I had to figure this stuff out. But the fact that I figured it out, I made it my business once I figured it out to circle back around and create programs and courses and content and an entire platform, which is my online university, to share this information with people like you so that you can, shorten the learning curve, so that you can mitigate and minimize, if not eliminate, the failures and the issues and the problems and the stress that come with not knowing this stuff and not having this stuff in place. All right. So I hope I clarified that. So when it comes to your transformational best practices, things that are transformational are really more about your psychology. It's mental. Okay. So this is about you making sure that you take what your philosophy is. Like, what is your philosophy about money? What is your philosophy about business? Do you even have a philosophy about money and business? And I would argue that you do, even if you don't know you do. It's something you believe about business. It's something you believe about money. It's something you believe about teamwork. It's something you believe about leadership. It's something you believe about success. All of those things that you believe about success, money, business, people, team, selling, marketing, whatever those beliefs are going to ultimately create a philosophy that you use as best practices in your business, whether you are intentionally doing it or not, okay? So let's say, for example, if your philosophy or if your belief about people is negative, if you believe people can't be trusted, if you believe people are liars, if you believe most people ain't good people, if you believe that, you don't need people, you could do it by yourself, most likely, if you have that belief and you start a business, that belief is going to become a part of your philosophy in business. And that belief is going to keep you from working with people, helping people, getting people to help you. Do you see where I'm going with that? So all of your beliefs in your personal life, they are going to turn into philosophies in your professional life. So if you have a certain belief about money, if you believe money is evil, if you believe money ain't everything, and money is scarce, and there's not a whole lot of money around, and there's not enough money for you to get what you need. If you have those beliefs, those money beliefs are going to turn into philosophies for your business. And then when you stop making money, or if you're unable to make money in your business, you're going to start using those philosophical beliefs as excuses for why you're not making money. So this is why having transformational best practices in your business is important. And again, I be talking a lot of this stuff on a show that might be 30, 45 minutes to an hour sometime, depending on how much I run my mouth. Do you understand these things that I'm talking about? And these things that I'm teaching you, that even the programs and courses that I provide that has this information in it, do you understand how long it's probably going to take for you to dial in on this stuff and for you to really get this stuff embedded in you? This is one of the reasons why most of my educational programs and my coaching programs are at least 1 year. There's a lot of psychology behind, and there's a lot of science and studies behind why most of my programs are 1 year. And the reason why most of my programs are 1 year, because I already know as a business professional, as a consultant, I'm not doing you a service if I tell you I could sit down with you for one session, coach you, give you this game, and you're going to run off to the races and win. It ain't going to work like that. You're going to forget 70% of what I tell you within the next couple weeks, if not couple days. So you need a long-term program that you can centralize your focus on certain data points, start learning those data points while starting to dial in on how those data points work and what you're doing. And you're able to have enough time to keep learning, modify, tweak it, pivot until you figure out what works and what doesn't work. It's a long game, ladies and gentlemen. Like, I know everybody wants to be successful overnight. Nobody wants to accept that success is a result of what you do over time. So when I say the things that I say sometimes, I'm not bragging. I'm being honest with you so that you can understand, even though I didn't have to wait 20 years. Like, it's not a given for everybody. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for 20 years, me and my wife. We've been married for 20 years. We started out as a two-person team 20 years ago. Like, everybody is not going to have to take 20 years. I know people who started businesses a couple years ago and they got tens of millions of dollars. So it ain't no one way for it to happen. But what I'm saying is, for most people who get into business, they don't see success in a week. They don't see success in a year or in 5 years or 7 years. Most people, it takes them like 10, 15 years to start dialing in on real success. I'm talking about you making $1 million or maybe a couple $100,000. Like, it takes time. But if you can learn the things that we're talking about right now and dial in on them, it's probably going to get you to success quicker. But you got to be willing to put the time in. So again, to my point, transformational best practices start with all your beliefs. So whatever your beliefs are about business, people, money, teamwork, sales, marketing, some people have a belief system that won't allow them to make a sale. You get what I'm saying? Like, some people are so uncomfortable selling because of their belief system about selling, because they believe people who sell are scammers, are snake oil type people, are always trying to finesse. And so what happens is you start a business and you never tap into the professional level of sales just because of your belief. And now your business adopts a philosophy for sales that prevents you from making sales. Like, this stuff, for what I'm saying, is real, y'all. This ain't no like fluffy, mystical stuff. This happens every day in the workforce and in the marketplace. It happens in the workforce. There are people who work on jobs and never get a raise. They never grow. They do the same thing every year for 20, 30, 40 years. Why? Because of their belief system. And they never change their belief system because they never get new information. They never make the commitment to gather new data. Oh, I ain't got enough time. Oh, I can't afford that. Oh, it's just too much. Oh, I can't trust people. It's always some belief in one area that's affecting your success in another areas. So because you have a belief about people that you think people are always trying to get over on you, you never adopt any new information in another area to change. So my point in bringing that up is transformational best practices are about taking all of your beliefs and infusing your business with those beliefs so that they can become a philosophy for your business. So my business, Ramonepreston Enterprises, is the parent company. And I stand at the top of that parent company, that umbrella, right? The mountain. And I've got a church, I've got ministries, I've got nonprofits, I've got businesses, for-profits, I got divisions. All of these things that I do on both sides of the spectrum are being fed my beliefs through my philosophy. Okay? So what I do in my church, what I do in my real estate business, what I do as an investor, what me and my wife do as consultants, what we do in our educational division, everything that we do in our business rests upon and is dependent upon and feeds off of a transformational best practice that I, as the leader of my organization, had to create. I had to come up with that. So I'm not telling you all this is going to work immediately. What I'm telling you is if you learn these things and get the information and you study it and develop a habit to practice it, at some point you're going to see change. You're going to see change. I have yet to meet anyone who took just a month to study, to educate, to learn, to train, to be held accountable. I've yet to meet anyone who has done anything in 1 month window and didn't see a change. Even if it's just a change of perspective, even if it's not a major change in results, your perspective changes, your viewpoint changes, your beliefs start changing, but you got to get committed to that, okay? So now once you do start forming this philosophy, which is really you just taking all your beliefs and views about different things in life, business, people, teamwork, money, leadership, responsibility, accountability. You bring all those things together, you form a philosophy for your business, and it becomes like the standard of best practices. Now you have to start crafting certain things for your business, which, by the way, everything that I'm sharing with you, I'm giving you access to to the courses for this information, and I want you to join me for my workshop this Saturday so that you can start dialing in on this information and start using it for your business. But your vision, like the vision for your company, the mission, the core values, even your brand pillars, even your value propositions, all of these things that I just wrote down are all tied to your transformational best practices. Okay? Because if I look at my company and I see that, wow, the way I do business, the way I operate as a CEO, in my sales and in my marketing and in my finances and in my administrative operations, the way I run my business is a direct reflection to or of my personal beliefs, right? Once I can see that, I know, okay, I've given my business a philosophy. My business now has a philosophy. So you can look at Ramonepreston Enterprises and you should be able to see the character, the personality, the image, the attributes of Ramonepreston. You should be able to see the beliefs of Ramonepreston. So for example, okay, I'm a man of God, I'm a preacher. So and I say this respectfully, I'm just giving you an example. I'm not gonna be running, I'm not gonna be running a strip club. I won't be owning a strip club or running a strip club or a gambling house. I'm not going to be doing those types of things because those are not aligned with my personal beliefs, my moral beliefs, my spiritual beliefs. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to open up a trap house selling dope. Those are things that I'm not going to get behind and finance and push. Why? Because they don't align with my beliefs. So if you were to see Ramonepreston name or my logo or anything that has to do with my business and brand on a trap house or on on a strip club or a gambling house, if you really know me and know my philosophy and my beliefs, you're probably going to question that. Wait a minute. Either they lying on Ramonepreston or he done fell off or something. You're going to automatically start thinking something bad done happened because this dude ain't in the strip club business. He ain't in the gambling business. He ain't in the trap house business. So what happened to Ramon? You get what I'm saying? The reason why you will question that, if you know me, is because I have created a philosophy. Certain things I'm going to do, certain things I'm not going to do. Certain people I'm going to deal with, certain people I ain't going to deal with. Certain business I'm open to, certain business I'm not open to. I have a lot of no's and I have a lot of yeses. Every entrepreneur has to have that. And you might be thinking, yeah, but that's extreme. But what you don't understand is when you do not have a solid philosophy for the transformational best practices in your business, it shows up in how you market or how you don't market. It shows up in why you don't put content out on social media. It shows up in how you refuse to sell and how you refuse to aggressively pursue business and how you push past rejection and getting ignored. See, all that stuff is directly affected by your philosophy. Because of my philosophy in business, I'm not concerning myself with what people think about me, how people look at me, who picks at me, who comes against me, who ignores me. Man, I ain't studying none of that. And the reason why I ain't studying none of that is because of a philosophy, a set of values and views that I, as an individual, have in my heart that come from a spiritual relationship I have with God, comes from a revelation I've been given by God. It comes from an anointing, and it gives me this confidence and this courage and boldness to push through all these barriers, whether the barriers are human barriers or systemic barriers. I don't care. It ain't gonna stop me. And so you have to start taking upon that transformational best practice through a philosophy. And then once you have that, it's easier for you to craft a vision. Like if I ask you, okay, what is your vision? What is your company's vision? And if I read the company vision, is it going to reflect you or something you just copied and pasted off of Google? You get what I'm saying? If I ask you, what is your organization's vision? What is the vision? Is it something you just intellectually came up with, or really spiritually, internally, philosophically came up with? Is it a part of the core of who you are? So when I read the vision of Ramonepreston Enterprises, which represents Ramonepreston University, our online store, our brand, our church, when I read that vision, I know this is what Ramone is about. And this is what everything that's connected to me about. When I read my mission, what is the mission? There's a difference between my vision and my mission. When I read my mission, does it reflect and represent the core of who I am as a being? Because if you send me a piece of paper, send me like a PDF layout of your vision, your mission, your core values, your brand pillars, and your value proposition, if you have it, 99% of entrepreneurs don't even have all this. 99% of entrepreneurs don't have that. I already know this. 99% of entrepreneurs don't have it. And here's the sad part. A lot of entrepreneurs that I work with that pay me to coach them and educate them don't have it because they're too lazy to actually put the work in to figure this out and craft it. Period. They just don't have, they mentally check out too soon. And they check out too soon because they don't put this kind of stuff together. Somebody said, my evangelist says encouragement strengthens labor. You get what I'm saying? So you need to have, again, transactional best practices. So that means you have to learn to put this together. You have to give yourself time to put that together. But you also need transformational best practices. Your transformational best practices become like the internal fuel that you use to push through all the pressure, all the drama, all the rejection, all that stuff. Somebody on our stream says belief systems prevents sales opportunities. Lack of information prevents change in belief systems. 100%. So as I said, if I don't have the right philosophy because I didn't bring all my beliefs together, maybe you don't bring all your beliefs together because you don't really know what you believe. Maybe you're confused about what you believe. Okay? See, I've taken the time to work on my spiritual side, my belief system, so I know what I believe, and I don't have to argue with people who believe something other than what I believe. Because there's a whole lot of people that don't believe Jesus Christ is Lord. So, and they try to argue you down about what you can't out-argue me about what I believe about Jesus Christ. I believe he's the Son of God. I believe he's the Savior of the world. What he's done for me, you can't argue me out of that. You get what I'm saying? So that door is locked. The key is swallowed. Can't nobody talk me and argue me and debate me out of serving God. Period. Particularly Jesus Christ. I'm a Christian. So I don't care all these new definitions people come up with. So what? Those are your definitions based on your experience, not mine. I know what he's done for me. I know how he changed me and transformed me. So I can take that belief, I can infuse it into the philosophy for my business. So when I go out here in the marketplace and the devil starts challenging me and people start coming against me and problems arise and challenges arise. Come on, somebody, I'm preaching right there. And when the enemy comes in as a flood, that's a scripture, that belief system that I have, it lifts up a standard and it gives me the drive and the ambition and the confidence and the courage to push through it and or to reassess my situation to see if in fact I need more information and intelligence to overcome the challenge that I'm facing, right? Because sometimes it's just a matter of you getting more information. Because you can be spiritually strong, you could be mentally strong, you could be emotionally strong, you can have a set of beliefs that are solid, but you're not informed on what exactly you're doing. You get what I'm saying? So you want to have a vision, a mission, you want to create your core values, your brand pillars, and your value propositions. All of them should look like you. They should all look like you. So with that being said, I'm getting ready to go because it's past 1. I was already about 20 minutes late today, but we'll be back tomorrow. And I want to remind you this Saturday, I'm hosting a small business workshop, okay? It's going to be a virtual workshop that I'm hosting. I'm literally going to be right here where I'm sitting and standing right now in my studio. It won't be live for the general public. It will be a private virtual event that I'm hosting this Saturday. It's called a Small Business Workshop. And I'm going to take one day this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Even if you can't join me the whole day, you will have access to the link and you can come back and watch the replay. But I'm going to be deep diving into all of the principles and practices that I'm talking about. Okay, I'm gonna be talking about your general operating system, your organizational flow chart. I'm going to be talking about crafting your vision, your mission, your core values, your brand pillars, your value proposition. I'm going to be talking about integrating systems and processes for your executive operations, your marketing, sales, financial and administrative operations. I'm literally going to lay it out to show you what it looks like and what you need to do. And we're going to have a segment that I take some time to show you one technological platform, a software platform that you can use that will give you the ability to track almost every system in your business, your marketing, your sales, your operations, your administrations, and even your activities as an executive. I'm gonna cover all that this Saturday. It's a game changer. And here's my thing. Even though I'm extending this offer, it's a $97 offer. These 3 courses that I'm giving you for $97, it's really 2 courses in the workshop. So I'm extending an offer for the VIP ticket for you to join me Saturday for the live virtual event. Once we sign you up, we RSVP you to the workshop. You get an email confirmation, and then we onboard you to these 2 courses. Okay, so you get the VIP workshop to the small business workshop, VIP ticket rather. You get 1-year access to my CRM and project management course. This is a course that I put together with walkthrough video tutorials to show you how to take this one particular platform and use it just to like track all your activities, your day-to-day activities. It will literally make your business like so effective and so efficient. Because if you still around here scrambling, you don't know if you're coming or going, you writing stuff on paper, you're trying to remember where your notes are, you shouldn't be doing that. All that information for your whole business should be integrated into a platform that can house that information that you can start using to break up, to start documenting and duplicating to see what works and what doesn't work for your business. And I'm also going to give you this course on understanding corporate systems and processes. This is where I go deep into everything that I just mentioned: corporate systems, general operating systems, organizational flow charts, the roles and the responsibilities and the routines and the results for your team members, how to put together all these job descriptions and duties. I walk you through this whole process because it's something that is very important to me. It's helped me tremendously with my business, and I want to help you. So you get the VIP ticket to this Saturday's workshop, this course on the CRM and project management, this course on understanding corporate systems and processes. If you went to my website and tried to purchase all 3 of these today, you're going to pay probably $14.91 if the price didn't go up. I'm extending it to you for $97. All you have to do is text VIP to the number you see. Just text VIP to the number you see. Like most people waste $97 at the mall, eating out, at the carnival. You're going to throw $97 away. Why not give yourself an opportunity to join me for a workshop, get access to the information, get access to 2 courses for a whole year to give you at least an edge on what you're doing in business. If you're a business owner, if you're a business owner and you're trying to build a business and you can't invest $97 in yourself, either you just don't trust me enough, you don't know me enough, and I'm not the right person for you, or you're in the wrong business. You just need to go get a job or stay on your job. Don't leave your day job, because you got to be willing to pay to play. All right. So if you have any questions, you can always call this number. My team is available all day, at least 9 to 5, even after hours we're available, but we're here to answer any questions you might have, even though it's just $97. But if you have a question, feel free to call. Let us know what your question is. I'll be more than happy to answer your question to make sure that you're clear on what we're doing in the workshop, what the 2 courses are about, and how they can help you with what you're doing in your business or in the future business that you plan on starting. Text VIP to 678-276-8253. Hey, listen, today is Thursday, June 22nd. You've been watching the Ramonepreston Show. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your comments. Give me some feedback. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was from today's show. Put it in the comments so that I can read it and other people that come through our page can read it as well. I love you. I appreciate you. I want nothing but the best success for you, for your business, for your family, for your community, for your legacy. And I'll be back here tomorrow. Same place, same time, 12 o'clock noon, hopefully, if I ain't late, 12 o'clock noon, right here on the